This is a story of how I transformed from this to this. I had a pretty good childhood overall, but I grew up as a chubby kid, facing the realities that come with it. And as a teenager, I was skinny. But this wasn't about to last, because I was about to embark on a motivational journey. It was July 2016.
We are hearing from a man who saw two people fall off of an Encinitas cliff while playing Pokemon Go.
I was 24 and just beginning university, and these are the starting photos I took. I was skinny fat. I made my first program. It was a bro split, but it had a decent exercise selection. It was time to begin. I squatted, I benched, I deadlifted, and I overhead pressed. I even did some bodybuilding work for back and arms.
It's as satisfying to me as coming is.
I walked around 3 hours a day, and I counted and logged everything I ate. This is the progress I made in 8 weeks. I lost a bunch of fat and gained some muscle in the process. During this time I was learning all I could about lifting, and I made my second program. It was a push-pull leg split with a lot of upper body volume. Too much volume. This would become a problem later. Now, I was highly motivated at this time, with lifting being all that I cared about and my number one priority. It was the first thing on my mind when I woke up, and the last thing I thought about when I went to sleep. After 6 months of lifting, I reached the 100 kilo bench milestone, though I had already benched earlier in my life. I also squatted 100 kilos, though I had no idea what I was doing yet. And I overhead pressed 60 kilos. Also, I worked out in flip-flops. About a month later, I also maxed out on the deadlift, hitting 145 kilos. Everything was going amazing, and there was no stopping the noob gains. But then, an injury happened. Something in my left scapula was horribly wrong. I had burning pain, tingling sensations, and numbness. I was extremely down during this time. At the peak of my lifting motivation, I couldn't lift anymore. Even after 2 months of complete rest, things weren't getting any better. My depression turned into frustration, and I said fuck it, and went back to the gym. It is now July 2017. Going back to the gym turned out to be the right decision, as things gradually got better. Though I had lost some muscle in these 2 months, I really didn't care. I was simply excited to finally train again. I decided to get lean, staying active throughout the summer, even working out at some crappy hotel gyms. I did get lean and had some muscle on me, but in clothes, I didn't even look like I lifted. I was skinny, and I did what all skinny guys should do.
What do you think about heavy fives for everybody that trains? Sets of 5.
For the next 6 months, I did starting strength, pushing the weights up no matter the cost and no matter how hard it was. I was also eating about 4,000 calories a day, and in the end, my squat got up to 135 kilos for 3 sets of 5.
Drive up your hips. Hip drive.
I actually couldn't bench during starting strength because I had some shoulder problems from squatting with too narrow of a grip. I only did overhead press and dips, but after the program I benched 105 kilos for a pretty easy triple. I also hit 150 kilos for a triple on the deadlift, 70 kilos for a triple on the overhead press, and 111 kilos total for a triple on the chin-up. This was the hardest and most productive training in my life up until this point, and the first time I felt like a quote-unquote lifter. But there was a cost. During this pleasant time, I gained 15 kilos of body weight. Though it wasn't all body fat, some of it was definitely muscle as well. At least, in my legs. It is now spring 2018. With my newfound weight gain dilemma, I thought long and hard on what to do next. And then I got it! It was time to lose some weight. This is the program I made for my next 4 months of cutting, and I trained hard to try to keep all of my recent strength gains. I also rode a bicycle 105 kilometers per week on average. Weight was coming off fast, and 4 months later, in July 2018, I achieved the best shape of my life. Now, getting in shape won't fix all of your problems, but my confidence and my self-efficacy were greatly improved. In 2 years, I had completely changed, and it was worth all the work. My beginner transformation was complete. 6 months later, and after some more eating and training, I squatted 155 kilos for a 1 rep max, then benched 130 kilos for a 1 rep max, moved on to deadlift 180 kilos for a max, and finally overhead pressed 77.5 kilos for a max. And that marks the end of this journey. In this time span, my squat increased by 105 kilos, bench by 40 kilos, deadlift by 60 kilos, overhead press by 30 kilos, pull-ups by 12 reps, and I lost 20 centimeters off of my waist. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.